Sorry, girls. Suddenly and the drop. Apa tu namanya? Ending. Okay, so we're gonna actually continue with the paper. Okay, so as you can actually see di sini. Okay, so about you punya particular when we actually talk about you punya particular apa tu namanya? Sorry. Okay, oxidation and reduction. So we talk about you punya particular oxidation state. So reduction itself is actually okay losing oxygen, okay, then after that gaining an electron, gaining of hydrogen, and losing or actually reduce in terms of your oxidation state. So you can actually talk more about the Cu2 plus becomes Cu plus, okay, so 2 plus jadi 2 jadi it becomes 1, okay. Now next questions. Okay, samples of copper to carbonate is heated strongly. Name the products of this reaction. So you're gonna actually have products. Yeah. Okay. So remember, okay, what we actually have this in it. Okay, we're gonna actually noted on it. Okay. So you're gonna actually have about this. Okay. Nakan tani punya CO3. Okay, CO3. Okay, 2 minus. Okay. So basically, in terms of that, they're gonna actually split. Okay, so when you strongly heat them, okay, it's gonna actually split into kamu punya particular O2 minus, an oxide, and carbon dioxide. So it's gonna actually be the O2 minus, okay, and the other one would actually be CO2, okay, carbon dioxide. So the product that you're gonna actually form, since actually ada copper, so it's copper oxide, okay, dengan kamu punya particular carbon dioxide. So CuO, okay, CuO, okay, dengan CO2, okay. So far so good.
Yes.
Okay, so that is actually when we heat them strongly. So this is actually what we call the thermal decomposition. Okay, so thermal decomposition is splitting up, okay, kamu punya particular compound, okay, into a different particular products, okay, using heat kamu. So we have electrolysis, okay, also another actually splitting up, tapi itu using electricity. Okay, now that would actually things yang we have to remember, okay, when it comes to actually kamu punya particular ane. Now, this is actually also kenapa, kalau tadi actually react, so this is actually when, okay, you're gonna actually have your particular CuCO3, okay, is been, you know, okay, heated, okay, so you straight away gonna actually be heated, okay, they will form this, okay, as the product. But kalau nya CuCO3, okay, react with kamu punya particular acid, carbonate, okay, CO3, okay, react with actually HCl, for example. So what would they do? They're gonna actually have kamu punya particular this, okay, as a product. You have your particular apa tu namanya, copper, yes, okay, Cu, okay, Cl2, okay, plus CO2 plus H2. Oh, okay, I'm gonna actually drag that. Okay, so it's gonna actually be in one line. Okay, now this would actually be your punya particular products or reaction. So this is again, okay, the reason kenapa you can actually have salts, carbon dioxide, and water. Now the reason kenapa that actually happens because, okay, the HCl, okay, will remove the CO2, okay, and leaving the O2 kamu. So the O2 will combine or further react, okay, oxide of a copper, okay, like this one, okay, react with actually acid, okay. So what will happen? So this is actually an alkaline, okay, a base, okay, and this is actually an acid. So neutralization would actually occur. Then you will actually form salt and water. So that's the reason kenapa kamu ada copper chloride with water end up as your punya product in the end. Okay, so when carbonate react with actually HCl, okay, salt carbon dioxide and water will actually be formed. So at first, they can actually form the carbon dioxide, releasing the carbon dioxide. So you can actually observe bubble of gases of freezing, okay, or effervescence, okay, we call them. Okay, you can collect that particular gas and test for actually presence of CO2, okay. As usual in exams, okay, kalau nyo kamu see bubbles, just collect it, okay. First thing first, you can actually smell it, because if it's odorless, then you're gonna actually talk about, you know, kamu punya particular either CO2, H2 ataupun O2, okay. Dan just to make, you know, your life easier, I would just say, so instead of actually testing semua sekali atau each one of that particular gases, okay, you're just gonna actually use a burning splint anyway, okay. So why? Okay, the burning splint, okay, if it's actually with oxygen, it's gonna actually make that particular fire kamu ataupun burning splint kamu tu engulfed with more fire anyway, okay. Then kalaunya actually the fire would actually be, you know, okay, huge, okay. It's not that huge anyway, okay. So it's safe, still safe, okay. So kalaunya actually CO2, they're gonna actually extinguish the fire, okay, or the burning splint kamu tak. Then kalaunya actually kamu punya H2, okay, then there's gonna be pop sign anyway, okay. So then, okay, but make sure dalam exam kamu jangan kamu buat macam lah use burning splint, okay, for CO2, okay. Try to use, walaupun kamu pakai burning splint, okay, as kamu punya particular confirmation kamu, okay, it's extinguished. Please try to write that particular observation is when the gas actually collected and test with kamu punya particular lime water turn chalky or cloudy, okay. That would actually be the necessary things that you need to do, okay. So you can actually cheat in terms of the techniques, but not actually in terms of the answer or write up, okay. Now any questions so far? Ta-da. No question?
No.
Good. If there's no question, then we're gonna actually move on to the next one. So the next question would actually be, okay, iron pyrite, okay. So iron pyrite, okay, FS2, FES2, okay. So it's an iron ore, okay, ore of iron, okay. When heated in air, okay, they're gonna actually, FES2 produce both iron oxide and sulfur dioxide, okay. Now balance the equation is shown, okay. So everyone knows how to balance the equation. So jangan actually get confused. So try to balance it off, okay. So in this case, paling sanang is actually you look at Fe and S saja. So you put 2 here actually, then after that 2 here, then balance off you punya, kamu punya oxygen, okay. Now describe one environmental actually problem that caused by sulfur dioxide in the air. So of course, sulfur dioxide is actually an acidic as oxide, okay, or acidic, okay, in nature. Why? Oxide of non-metal are always acidic, remember that, okay. So this is actually sulfur dioxide, okay. So here, okay, you have to actually know that oxide of non-metal are acidic. Okay. So far so good. So artinya, in terms of this, sulfur dioxide can actually cause kamu punya acid rain. Another, okay, oxide that cause acid rain would actually be nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen oxide. So CO2 would actually combines with water to actually form sulfuric acid, okay, and NO2 or NO would actually combines with actually water to actually form nitric acid. Remember that. Now, describe how sulfur dioxide is converted into sulfuric acid in the contact process, okay. So basically in terms of this, you're gonna actually make the CO2 dulu, okay. So the CO2 jadi actually further react with O2, give you a CO3, then CO3 will actually dissolve in actually kamu punya concentrated H2SO4 to form oleum, okay. Then oleum will be diluted to become H2SO4. So okay, here you can actually bagi tahu step number 1, okay. Step 1 would actually be, okay, S sulfur, okay, react with actually O2, okay, forming okay. So you're gonna actually form SO2. Then lepas itu, I'm gonna actually just put step 2. SO2 plus O2, okay, that will give you SO3. Then, okay, step number 3, SO3 campur H2SO4. Okay, then you will actually form kamu punya H2S2O7. Okay, mana tak? Okay, yeah. H2S2O7. Okay, that is what we call oleum. Okay, so okay, now after that, okay, step number 4, okay, is dilution, okay, of H2S2O7, okay, with H2O, okay, and you will actually form H2SO4, okay, yeah, 4. Okay, now why do we need to do these steps? Okay, kenapa tadi Indah actually just masukkan SO3 dan lepas itu dengan water instead of we're gonna actually form H2SO4, which is true. Okay, the reason why we actually skip that is because of colornya actually this. Okay, I'm gonna actually put it here. If you're actually gonna put SO3, okay, plus actually H2O, okay, sorry, okay, you will actually be able to form H2SO4, okay, directly, okay, so but this is too exothermic, okay, apa maksudnya? It's too explosive, okay, so it's too explosive. So basically, in terms of that, we don't want people to actually died just because of this particular reaction. So what we do, okay, we actually instead of the CO3, we masukkan terus dengan water, we masukkannya dalam concentrated H2SO4. So this would actually be less exothermic. I'm gonna actually put it here, okay. So it's gonna actually be less exothermic. Okay, so it would actually be less exothermic. So that would actually things yang you have to remember when it comes to kamu punya particular contact process. Okay, so here we don't do it straight away, because if you actually gonna do it, they're gonna actually just explode. Okay, so we just need to actually make it or dissolve SO3 into kamu punya particular H2SO4, that you will form oleum, and the oleum will actually need to be diluted, okay, just by adding water to actually form H2SO4. Is there any question?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, that's good. Okay, now let's see. Okay, screenshot that. Okay, then after that we're gonna actually move on. Okay, now let's clear that drawing, come on. Okay, and see. Okay, okay, now clear drawing. Okay, state one other use of sulfur dioxide. Okay, of course, sulfur dioxide is actually about it is used in paper making, bleaching, wood pulp. Okay, So we just gonna actually use a paper. Kamu punya paper ni is actually bleached with SO2. Okay, so they're gonna actually use the sulfur dioxide instead of chlorine. Okay, so that would actually things yang you can actually so, and of course SO2 also actually used in preservative. Okay, in food can industries. Okay, now iron trioxide, coke, limestone, and hot air are heated together in a blast furnace to make molten iron. Okay, describe the functions of actually blast furnace of the coke. Okay, and of course the coke is actually the carbon itself. Okay, so again, okay, what do actually apa tu namanya the coke would actually do. Now remember, in kamu punya particular extractions of iron ada 5 equation. Okay, the 3 of them we start with actually kamu punya extraction. Then the extraction we start with the first one is actually when we react Fe3, okay? Fe3, salah. Okay, we make carbon dioxide dulu. C, okay, plus O2, okay, you'll actually have CO2, okay, but, okay, we don't want the CO2, we want carbon monoxide. So now, okay, number 2 is actually when CO2, okay, plus, okay, C, which is the coke, okay, and CO, okay, you will form carbon monoxide. Then the carbon monoxide able to actually reduce Fe2O3 to Fe, okay? So you're gonna actually have the third one, okay, which is Fe2O3, okay, plus dengan actually CO, okay, sorry, okay, you will actually have Fe dengan, okay, CO2, okay. So now, okay, so you can actually see the first one is actually, okay, this is redox, oxidize, okay, oxidation, okay. I'm gonna actually just drag that so it becomes one line, okay. So oxidation, the second one is reduction. And the third one would actually be redox, okay. Betul, okay. So redox, okay, because reduction and oxidations actually happens at the same time, okay. So now the function of the coke here is actually to make carbon monoxide come up, okay. So at first making actually kamu punya CO2, but okay, eventually they make carbon monoxide. So basically you're gonna actually have, okay, kamu punya reducing agent, okay. So coke is actually used to make CO, okay, so to provide the to make kamu punya reducing agent, okay. Now there is actually hot air, okay, contain kamu punya particular here, okay. But again, okay, the last two equation, okay, the last two equation we actually talk about the purification. Because kenapa we talk about purification kamu? Because this particular no is actually banyak sand, okay, the iron ore ini. So we have to remove the sand, okay. This is not pure. So purification we actually use kamu punya limestone, okay. So the okay, limestone kamu, okay, calcium carbonate, okay. CaCO3, okay. Now CaCO3 will be heated, okay, thermally decompose jadi CaO dengan kamu punya particular, okay, CO2, okay. So CO2, okay, will be used back in terms of di atas sekarang, okay. So yang ini, okay, we will actually use them back, okay, here, okay. So this part, okay. That would actually be where the CO2 will actually end up, okay. Now I'm gonna select that track, okay. So here, okay, what will happen, okay, in order for them to actually remove the sand, okay, SiO2 will actually combine with, okay, kamu punya particular calcium oxide, okay, to form, okay, slag, okay. So CaSiO3, CaSiO3, okay. So that would actually be, okay, remove, okay. Now, here, okay, so basically what happened, okay, kamu nampak di sini, so these are the 5 particular apa itu namanya, equations are involved in extractions of iron itself. So the first sections, the first three equations are involving in terms of extraction of the iron. The last 2 equations actually involve in purification only, okay? So here you can actually see, first one, we actually gonna react the carbon, which is the coke, okay, with oxygen, okay, to form the carbon dioxide, okay? But we don't want the carbon dioxide will react further with the carbon to form carbon monoxide. So the coke itself actually provides the carbon. It's a carbon, okay? So the functions of the coke is actually to make carbon monoxide, which is actually a reducing agent, okay? Now, okay, so on the last one, okay, Fe2O3 will actually be reduced to Fe, okay? So in terms of that second, okay, call it reductions, okay, because FeO3 loses its actually oxygen. So basically jadi Fe. So where does the oxygen goes to? The oxygen goes to the CO. Kamu sendiri lihat. So CO jadi CO2. CO kamu jadi get oxidized di sini, okay? Now after that, since this is actually banyak sand, okay, it's not pure, so you have to remove the sand. So we use calcium carbonate, which is actually a limestone, okay? And we thermally decompose the calcium carbonate into actually punya calcium oxide and actually carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide will be used back in the extraction part. Okay. So now, okay, what happened is that, okay, once you actually have that, okay, you have to remove the sand, which is SiO2. Okay, will combine with CaO, molten, and you will actually have the slag, which is CaSiO3. So this would actually be removed. Okay, and that would actually be it. Now, what's the functions of the coke? The function of the coke is actually to make CO kamu. And a limestone is actually untuk actually purification, so remove sand kamu. Okay, so hot air provide oxygen. Okay, so that would actually things yang you have to remember when it comes to actually iron extraction. Is there any questions for the iron extraction itself?
Nope.
Nope. Good. Yeah.
Tu Hudna cak yes.
Yes. Apa Hudna? Hit me. It's just actually macam lumpur. Okay. It is actually just a molten apa tu namanya? Molten liquefies sand, something like that, because SiO2, okay, is gonna actually be sand, okay. Then you have calcium oxide, which combines them. It's actually gonna be much liquefied sand, okay. So you just remove them, okay. Okay, so far so good. Good. It's like a mud kind of thing. Okay, so it's just hot, but don't touch it. It's actually really hot. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna clear that off. Okay, and see the next question. So the next question. Okay, yeah, we actually move on to section B. Okay, berapa soalan lagi tu? 6. 7, 8, and 9. Then after that, habis. Okay, so now we actually only have a few more questions. Okay, and I believe that this paper is actually quite, as I mentioned, to come straightforward, easy. Okay, but kind of confusing. Okay, so it's okay. Okay, so we move on macam biasa. Now let's see question number 6. Okay, so question number 6. Okay, so section B, answer 3 questions from this section in the space provided. So 6, 7, 8. Tadi 9. Okay, sampai 8 nggak? 6, 7, 8, 9. Sampai 9 nggak tadi? Sampai 8. Okay, check back. 6, 7, 8, dan 9. So you can actually choose 3 questions. Okay. Jangan terlalu rajin dalam actually tadi punya revision, of course, dan buat semua. Tapi okay, dalam exam, please make sure kamu choose the one that you can actually answer the most. Okay, so here what we're gonna actually look at, kamu punya question number 6. Okay, now, okay, question number 6. Okay, you check up nya carbon dioxide and water vapor, apa tu, greenhouse gases found the air. Okay, now name another greenhouse gas. What is greenhouse gas? A greenhouse gas is actually gas that actually able to trap heat. Okay, so gas that able to trap, okay, but heat. Okay, so which actually, okay, cause global warming. So now there are actually a few, okay, gases that actually can. So here karena begitu sudah carbon dioxide and water. Another one is actually methane, CH4. So you can actually put a CH4 ataupun methane. Okay, now this is actually come from the decompositions of organic. Okay, so come from the decomposition of organic matter. Okay, so like macam like bau buruk and all that, even macam like when you fart, that is actually methane gas. Okay, so it's flammable. Don't balik-balik saya cakap, do not actually fart in front of fire. Okay, so you don't want a catastrophic event. Okay, what actually happen, especially when you actually wear jeans. Okay, because the fiber of the jean is really interlocked, so the gas is trapped inside, so your jeans will caught in fire. Okay, now state 1, environmental problems that may be caused by increasing percentage of carbon dioxide in the air. So basically that would actually cause the global warming itself. Okay, so here, okay, that would actually things that we have to remember. Okay, so it caused global warming. Now draw a dot and cross diagram to show the bonding in a molecule of carbon dioxide. Now remember the bonding, okay, of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is actually non-metal with non-metal. Okay, so you're gonna actually see that this is actually gonna be non-metal, NM with NM. Okay, so that would actually be equivalent to covalent. Okay, so the covalent is actually sharing, okay, electron. Okay, so basically you have to remember that. Okay, so you're gonna actually dot and cross diagram. Jangan dibuat yang ada plus minus. Okay, tidak ada pernah sharing electron ini jadi plus minus. Okay, except for high electronegativity, that would actually happens in the future. Okay, but not now. Okay, so here you're gonna actually have carbon dioxide, so you're gonna actually have, okay, carbon with one dioxide, meaning 2 oxygen. So you can actually put that particular kamu punya carbon in the middle, then oxygen on both sides. Okay, okay. Now, okay, carbon ada 4, okay. Carbon in group 4, okay. Then oxygen in group 6, okay. So I'm gonna actually put that, okay, here, GP4. So this would actually be GP6. So artinya ada, okay, 4 electrons, okay, outside, and this would actually be 6 electron outside. Okay, so for so good. So you have group 4, okay, it would tell you how much actually valence electron, okay, that would actually be. Okay, kalau nya actually kamu punya particular group 6, okay, there's going to be 6 electron in the outermost shell or valence shell nya. So now, okay, in order for them to actually, when they combine, they must actually achieve the noble state, which is actually a noble electronic state configuration, which is 8. Okay, so 6 requires 2. Okay, so in order to become 6, okay, now 8, sorry, so 6 campur 2. So basically they're gonna actually take 2 of the carbon, okay, so another 6 di sini, so there another 2 carbon, so artinya they're gonna actually form what we call the double bond, okay, on each. So I'm gonna actually use X for the carbon and dot for kamu punya particular oxygen. So that would actually be, okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so oxygen ada 6. So 2 of them would actually be shared di sini. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So kalau kamu kira balik 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 for oxygen. Since you share juga. So carbon pun 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So of course this is actually carbon pun jadi 8. So the next carbon oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sama. So this actually there are about 4 pairs, okay, on each pairs of electrons actually bonded. So artinya yang ani, okay, kalau kamu actually represent that actually as a bond, it will actually looks like this, okay? So O double bond C, okay? Double bond O, okay? So that's actually how it looks like, okay? So far so good. Any question?
Nope.
Nope, okay? Easy peasy. Okay, let's actually move on, okay? Now, clear it off, okay? Let's move on, okay? Now, here, okay, some power station burns CH4. Construct the equations of complete combustion. Now, underline complete combustion because kenapa combustion can actually be complete or incomplete, okay? So, what are actually important about this, okay? So, I'm not gonna actually use that, okay? I'm gonna actually use this in it. So, I'm gonna actually use that later. So, combustion. So combustion, okay, can be, okay, first one is complete. So this is actually excess of O2, okay. So what you're gonna actually have, okay, you're gonna actually produce, okay, kamu punya particular CO2 dengan H2O, okay, H2O, okay. Now, okay, that would actually be the combustion, the complete combustion. And the second combustion is incomplete, which is limited O2, sorry, okay. I always actually press 0 instead of O, okay. And you will actually form carbon monoxide, okay. CO dengan carbon, okay, and dengan water, okay. Yes, okay, H2O. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so now it's actually bahaya to actually have incomplete combustion because they produce carbon monoxide, and carbon monoxide actually can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Okay, so your carbon monoxide will permanently bind with hemoglobin and unable to actually apa itu namanya, transport oxygen kamu, so they actually die slowly. And when they die, they don't actually die really macam like, you know, macam like apa itu namanya, macam berijap. Okay, they will sleep. Okay, they will go to sleep saja tau. Okay, so again, ia macam kan ngantuk tertidur rasanya pasal really tired because of less of oxygen. Okay, so you feel tired. Then after they tidur dan mati. Okay, so that's actually how they died with actually carbon monoxide poisoning. They're not gonna actually be okay, because kadang-kadang bukan itu okay, apa tu namanya, yeah, it's kind of actually macam peaceful sebenarnya. Okay, they're not gonna actually be choking in terms of that. Okay, kadang-kadang they don't. Okay, unless it's macam like macam banyak asap and everything. Because kadang-kadang kita ni dah tahu carbon monoxide sebenarnya odorless, okay, and colorless, okay. So we can actually know. So the one yang actually kamu lihat macam arah apa tu namanya, rumah terbakar and all this kind of thing, actually tabal asap hitamnya tu and everything. Atau it's because of any other particular organic matters actually been burnt off. Kalaunya just carbon monoxide is actually odorless, so you can actually really detect it. So that's the reason why kenapa in each house they should actually have carbon monoxide detector, because we can't actually smell them. So usually it's like that. Now a complete combustion. Now remember, methane is actually an alkane. All hydrocarbon undergo combustion kamu. So when they actually undergoes, you check up complete. So artinya they will form CO2 and H2O. So you will have to construct an equation, which is CH4, plus dengan kamu punya O2, that will give you, mana cia, CO2, plus, H2O. Now balance that equation. So don't just actually leave it like that. Please balance it. I'm not going to balance it for you guys. Now, so do I need to actually put the oxidation, the state? You don't have to actually, oh yeah, tinggal 2 minutes, so sorry. Thank you for reminding. Sekarang I drop lagi. So basically di sini try to balance it off, and again, the trick of balancing this, especially kamu punya organic material ini, ataupun kamu punya equation, would actually be just looking at the carbon kamu. So basically carbon di sini is satu, sebelah sini pun satu, so you don't have to balance the CO2. So what you need to balance is the hydrogen. So there's only 2 hydrogen here, so you can actually put 2 hydrogen di depan sini. So what you really concern now is actually kamu punya oxygen saja lagi tinggal. So oxygen ada 2 kali 2 4, 2 kali 2 campur 2 4. So there's gonna actually be 2 di sini. So yeah, that's actually how kamu actually know. Now the state, you don't need to actually put it unless the question actually requires you, to actually put the state. Now is there any question?
No.
No, very good. Very confident. I like that. Now, next. We clear that off. So basically, let's see, next question. It's gonna be a long one, so I'm not gonna actually explain it. I will do that next class. Now, what I like about actually doing passive papers, you will actually revise lots and lots of kamu punya particular topics at the same time. So it's not a waste of time. This is actually the easiest way to actually, revise. So, and as I mentioned to kamu, that all actually, especially chemistry, the questions are predictable, products are predictable. So it's kind of actually easy to get it. However, kalau kamu udah faham, then you actually would have problems to actually understand the question itself. So please make sure that you know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing. If you don't understand anything, do let me know. I will explain to kamu. It's okay. We're gonna actually balik-balik explain the benda yang sama tu. It's fine. As long as you know that particular kamu punya fundamental understanding of chemistry. So and if you're planning to actually take A-level chemistry, you really need to understand the O-level. Then we will use the knowledge kamu on level ini to actually kamu punya A-level kamu. So now, if you have any questions, do let me know. Text me up. If you actually, shy to actually text in the group, please actually message me privately. I will actually reply. And if I think that it's worth to share with the others, I will actually share it. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you guys soon. I will let you guys know again. So we'll do biology. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Welcome. Bye.